Prakash for giving me this opportunity, and Dr. Anas and Dr. RS for those kind words. The last time I got this opportunity was about 15 years ago, about 15 or 16 years. Coming to Rewari, as Dr. Anas has already said, it's really, it gives me a lot of pleasure and homecoming to me. I still remember the love and affection that I received during those days from all of you, and I still cherish those memories. Now, 15 years is a long time, and things have changed considerably during this period. Gurgaon has changed, you all know, and Rewari is changing. We can see the change in Rewari, and I hope the Rewari regains its lost glory, the pre-independence era, when it was the major city in Haryana. I hope next time we will not have to wait for so many long years. We will probably be coming and frequently interacting with you in future. This is our newly renovated center, and I can assure you that this is, as on date, is best in NCR. You will not find any better center than this. Now coming to the topic of the day, dual source 128 slide city. Believe me, this is a different city. Most of you have not seen this city. What you see is a single source city. This is dual source. I'll explain how this is different from others. But please remember that this is dual source. This is no ordinary city. So you may get 128 slide city, full slide city, but dual source city no one has in NCR. Only 3 hospitals have got it: AIIMS, Escort Heart Institute, and Medicity in Gurgaon. No other hospital has this city. And of course, none of the diagnostic centers in Delhi, NCR have this city. I am proud to say that this is the second installation in a diagnostic center in all of India. So this is how it is different. I'll explain why it matters. Now, what is single source city? In single source city, you have got one X-ray source, one detector system which rotate around the patient. This is single source city. This may be single slice, dual slice, 4 slice, 6 slice, 8 slice, 16, 32, 64, 128 slice. But they all remain single source city. Single source city has some limitations. We will come to this later on. Now this is dual source city. In this you have 2 X-ray sources, one here, and 2 detector systems which are moving simultaneously around the patient. So what it enables is that we cover a greater area of the patient in one rotation at any given point of time. And these 2 sources are also working at different energy levels. One is working at 80 kV and another at 140 kV. So this gives it dual energy capabilities. It can differentiate between various molecules inside body, or even otherwise. But the molecules that are of clinical significance are iodine that we inject, calcium, fat, uric acid, cysteine, phosphate, calcium. These all can be detected by the CT. Another advantage is that single source CT in cardiac imaging was having some problems. In a single source CT for cardiac imaging, the most important thing is how rapidly or how fast you acquire data. The less the time you take, the better will be the resolution. Now this is known as temporal resolution. That is, this is in relation to time when you freeze a motion practically, so that you can detect 2 different events in a moving object. So faster the acquisition of the data or lower the time taken to acquire an image, lesser will be the blurring. And this system has the highest temporal resolution of 83 milliseconds, which is 0.083 seconds. No other CT even comes close to it. Once you add number of slices, what happens? You cover a bigger area in one go, but your speed of rotation remains the same. So you acquire data in the same time interval, and the heart is a moving object, so it causes blurring. Now there were two options. How can we further improve resolution from single source CT? Either you increase the speed of acquisition, means faster rotation. That limit was the technical limit. They are not able to go beyond 0.29 seconds. And 0.29 second rotation is a very fast speed. That's about 90 kilometers per hour rotation of the tube inside. The system rotates around the patient, and the data acquisition is about 180 degree data is to be collected before you can make a proper image. So this red part indicates the time during which the data was acquired. And this is the part of the ECG when you actually take an image. So this occupies this much of space of the ECG before the T wave normally. And dual source CT, what happens? Since you have got two independent sources, they both rotate around the patient. And here the required 180 degree data is acquired in just 1/4 of rotation. So that's why it has got double the speed of the other CTs. So here temporal rotation time divided by 4, that is 83 milliseconds. In a single source it is actually 165 milliseconds because it's taking 180 degree to acquire the same data. And this is the part of the ECG where the image is acquired. You see this band is very small compared to the earlier part. That's why we can go to very high heart rates and then still have very good images. So dual source CT is twice as fast as any other single source CT, thus making it a preferred choice for cardiac imaging. And dual energy capabilities allowed it to identify various molecules in human context. It identifies iodine, calcium, fat, bones, uric acid, cysteine, and phosphorus. Till now, what you have been used to seeing the images are from single source CT. Single source CT has some problem. If the heart rate is more than 65, then the images are not good. So we have to give beta blockers to reduce the heart rate. If the heart rate varies during scan significantly, say when the patient is on table it is 60, and by the time you inject Cantal it goes to 80, 90, then you don't get good image. Ectopics, if the patient has arrhythmias, then single source CT has problem. Calcium is an issue. Thus, lower temporal resolution, because it takes more time to acquire an image, was affecting its image quality, and in some patients there was a problem where it was not correlating so well with cath angio in single source. And of course, there is higher radiation doses. Now, this dual source CT is really the game changer, as I told you. It is different from other CT scan machines doing coronary angiography. No preparation is required. In fact, we don't ask patients for any preparation except for fasting for 3 hours. This is not required, but we ask fasting only because patient may not vomit. Otherwise, it's not required. There is no need of beta blockers. We don't give patients beta blockers normally. High heart rate is not an issue. We have done scans up to 140 heartbeats with good results. Irregular heart rate, ectopics is not an issue at all. And heart rate variation during scan is absolutely no problem. High coronary calcium is an issue still, but we definitely get better images compared to single source CT. And it has very high correlation with cath angio. Stent assessment is much better. Post-CABG patients are much better assessed. We can even do cardiac function, myocardial perfusion we can do. And associated other diseases in CT, you can of course see pericardial disease, chest disease, etc. can be seen, and this CT has lower radiation than any other CT. Now, what are the indications for coronary CT angiography? Evaluation of chest pain syndrome with suspected coronary artery disease, uninterpretable or equivocal test results such as exercise, perfusion, stress echo, intermediate pre-test for probability of CAD, that is ECG is uninterpretable or patient is unable to exercise. Evaluation of coronary arteries in new onset heart failure to assess the region. and evaluation of suspected coronary elongation. Pre-operative assessment before cardiac surgery, assessment of patency of stent oblique bypass graft, asymptomatic individual with multiple risk factors, and triple rule out. We can in one go rule out coronary artery disease, pulmonary embolism, and aortic pathology. Now this is the first patient that we did. He is a colleague of ours. In fact, we had planned some other patient. He took wheels half an hour earlier, so we didn't do CT, and he volunteered. He was a chain smoker, and his heart rate you can see is up to 100 beats per minute, and still you get very good coronary imaging. Now this is the first patient whom we did later on, and you can see his coronary arteries very nicely. And this patient, after having coronary CT done, after 3 days he developed chest pain, he was admitted. And you can see the very good correlation between the two. You can see the circumflex artery, there is some narrowing here, same is seen here, there is narrowing here, and same is seen here. And he also had a problem in LAD, there is stenosis here, there is stenosis here. Now this is another patient where you see there is stenosis of right coronary artery at origin itself. This you normally will, any cardiologist will miss unless he is very careful about it, because they put their tip of the catheters into the coronary artery and this will be missed. This is just to show that we can do complete assessment in less than 3 millisieverts even. This patient had very high heart rate, 110 beats per minute. Still you can see there is a stenosis here and about 90%, and you can see it very well. Now this is a patient who is having ectopics. You see one ectopic is here, another is here, and still you got very good coronaries. Another patient with very high heart rate, going up to 117, and still you can see there is narrowing here. The soft plaque is well seen. This is a patient with bypass graft. He has 4 grafts, 1 to RCA, 1 to OM1, 1 to LAD also. And this is another patient with uric acid stone. This stone characterization we do with every NCCT KUB, and we do not charge anything extra for that. We just do it in 3,500 rupees NCCT KUB as well as stone characterization. Other application is the gout. Gout, you all know, is a disease where uric acid is deposited in the joints, and it causes erosion of the cartilage and the bone, and so much pain and swelling. We can show you uric acid wherever it is. This is sagittal pain, this is axial pain, this is axial pain, and the tophi wherever they are in 3D. You can see them all. So you can know the extent of gout. Gout normally affects foot, feet, but you can also see it in hand. And there may be some problem in differentiating with the rheumatoid. But we can tell you with 100% accuracy that this is gout and this is not rheumatoid. This is lung perfusion for pulmonary embolism. Now we have injected iodine, which we normally do in any CT, and the system can knows where the iodine is. So whatever the part of the lung where the contrast goes, means the blood is flowing. Wherever blood is flowing, iodine will go. So system detects iodine, and which part is not detected is black, left as black, and this is the part that of the lung that is not perfused. This is a patient we did only about 10 days ago. Just to summarize that besides CT, which is the best in the industry, we have got a very good center with excellent ambience. It is best in NCR, there is no doubt about it. And we have developed this center into a comprehensive cardiac imaging center. So we have also installed the IE33 machine, which is the best echo machine in the world, and with myocardial contrast perspective, which most people don't have. We do fetal echocardiography. We also do cardiac MRI and neuroimaging. We have got 1.5 MR for that. We do bone densitometry, 4D ultrasound, digital radiography, both DR and CR. We have got both CR as well as CR. And US FDA approved CR mammography. We recently introduced NeuroLab with EEG, NCB, Vera, and EEG, etc. And we have got a very good lab with, which was the first lab to be enabled accredited in Haryana, private lab. Soon we will introduce RT-PCR.